Tumeanza.
Good afternoon, class. So, it's time for English, and welcome for the lesson. So we talked about some time back, we learned about sentences, and today we are going to learn about something called interrogative sentences. Now before we proceed, in normal life, we use sentences. Can you discuss wherever you are in your groups? What are sentences? Before we look at what is this interrogative sentence, discuss what are sentences.
The board?
Yeah, use that one.
Okay.
Go next to that. Okay.
What have you found from your friends? A sentence is a group or combination of words with meaning. Good, Atieno. What about your watch?
Now we found that the sentence, a group of words which can be made with either a word or two more words.
Very good. So, Olwat has also told us what is a sentence. So, a sentence is just made up of a group of words. Even if there are two words, that is a sentence. Now, today, we want to look at something called interrogative sentences. Can you tell your friend what you think this interrogative sentence is? There's something you're thinking. Marianne, can you tell us?
Okay, now we found that to interrogate is like you want to get some information. So you ask some questions so that you get more information.
Good, Edna. So Edna tells us that to interrogate is one to know. So interrogative sentences are those sentences finding out about something. And usually these sentences, they normally start with the W questions. What, why, when, and the rest. Let's hear from my other learners what they are thinking about interrogative sentences. Otieno?
I think interrogative sentence, as we discussed, is just question, a question.
Otieno has also told us what interrogative sentences are. Now, we have the types of interrogative sentences. We have those ones. And I want you to
support something.
Very good, Kennedy. Let's hear also from Lucy.
Yes, we have WH questions. We have WH questions, which when you want to ask that question, you must use words like who. For example, who is your teacher? Where are you coming from? What is that?
Well done, Lucy. Can the class clap for Lucy?
Teacher, we also have another one,
Yes.
which is having a yes or no as an answer.
Well done, Otieno. Otieno is also telling us that we have those interrogatives that have the yes or no question answers. Then lastly, we have the last one called the one which are called the choice questions. It gives you a choice to choose from. So those are the three types of interrogative sentences. Now, Otieno and Lucy, can you come over? Now we have on our whiteboard, coming from our whiteboard, we have a story. And that story, I want us to read it. After we've read, we will see where can we get the interrogative questions. First of all, read it as a person individually. Now read it in groups. Read it in groups.
As she walked through the forest, she wondered, why is it so quiet here? Where have all the animals gone? Would you like some coffee? What are you wearing? Aren't you going there? Would you like to have tea or coffee?
Well done, class. So when we look at this story, I want us now, in wherever books we are, to identify which sentences are we calling the interrogatives or the interrogative sentences. Yes, Mary?
The first one, why is it so quiet here?
Very good, Mary. If you look at this sentence here, why is it so quiet here? Always we know that sentences end in question marks. And we are calling it an interrogative because it is asking why. You want to know why it is quiet in that place. Let's get the next interrogative from Temuto.
The next one is, where have all the animals gone?
Well done, Temuto. You can see also this one. Where have all the animals gone? Remember, I said that the interrogatives, they normally start with the W at the beginning. What, why, when, which, and the rest. Let's also get from Otieno's group.
We have, would you like some coffee? Another one that we have, what are you wearing?
Let's hear from Martin.
Aren't you going there?
And finally, let's get it from Morning.
Would you like to have tea or coffee?
Well done, class. You have done marvelous. All those you have said are what we call interrogative sentences. And for that reason, can you clap for yourself? The CBC clap 1, 2, 3.
Teacher, there's a question.
Yes.
Today you told us that the interrogatives, we have why,
But I'm seeing a question there starting aren't you going there? How comes it is also an interrogative?
Good question on it. I want the class to once again read that sentence. Can you read it? Aren't you? Let's read it. Aren't you going there? Now, if you look at that sentence, it is not starting with a W, but it is wanting to know why the person is not going there. So we call it also an interrogative sentence. So now I want you in your various groups to construct sentences using the interrogatives, but don't use the ones the teacher has on the board. You are on. If your friend has a problem, you assist one another. When you have done it, I can also check it. Until you have not started, you lose your mind. Now, I've seen that you are now able to make sentences using the interrogatives. So, at your own time, whether you are at school or when you go back home, get time now to create more sentences using the interrogatives. That one, I check it tomorrow morning very early. So, before we break, we have learned that interrogative sentences are those sentences that want to know why, the reason behind. So just from the why to interrogate, to want to know. So we have seen examples of interrogatives, and when you go home, make sure you do a lot of practice on interrogatives. Our class is over. See you next time.
Thank you very much, Mwalimu, for such a good presentation. Now, can we have a hearty clap for them? Open, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now that is the lesson is over, and the lesson is over. 13 minutes, which means they have an excess of 2 minutes. So we are going to comment about timing as well. Yeah. So that is it. So from the floor, we can get your reactions. Reactions from the floor now. Reactions from the floor. Very fast. Very fast. Anything you can say about the lesson?
My comment is simple. The teacher was well articulated and introduced the lesson well. However, I need to get the teacher reviewing the previous lesson. It was good.
Okay, that is very good. So the only thing you need to get is reviewing the previous lesson. That is during the introduction. Another member from the front.
The teacher was presentable.
Group 2, just be silent.
The teacher was presentable. The teacher was also very audible. Interacted very closely with her learners. That is a plus. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The audibility of the teacher was conspicuously noted during the lesson, and it was a very good lesson according to him. Okay, let's get from group 2 as well. I'm really presenting.
Thank you. the two words, that is interrogative and sentences, which the teacher did very well.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Well, I want to comment about mastery of content or concept. She displayed it very well. The teacher had a good mastery in that subject area of the content area, and she did it well.
Thank you very much.
At some point, there was a learner who interjected without being given permission to speak. So that shows that there is some poor classroom control. There was a time when the teacher mentioned about some types of interrogatives. The question would be, why did you mention the type of interrogatives, yet we have not seen them throughout the lesson? Was it just a way or there was some intention to let the learner know? So for me, under mastery of content, I would give 2 because of that gap.
That is a very objective observation I've just gathered from you guys. Yeah, so you need to at least be objective. Yeah, you know, you get to have what you call, you need to have more however for those people who are very keen during the presentation. Yeah, that is a good one. The next one.
Thank you. Let me talk.
Okay.
The group has made a wonderful presentation. I appreciate the facilitator for that. But this question now goes maybe to the duties. In the previous retooling, I think this year, we were told that in this competence-based education, the teacher should go direct to what should be taught that day, and explain whatever is on the lesson recap. That's what I talked about yesterday. And a colleague has just mentioned that the teacher, the facilitator in this case, have not reviewed the previous lesson. So I don't know why there's a mismatch of communication.
That's a very good question as well. In fact, I have a write-up that I'll be sharing with you soon, showing you how you're supposed to at least present the lesson. The recap is very, very compiled. You know, this CBC thing, it keeps on changing. So, and we go with the changes. You know, initially we have the subject, specific subject. Now we have what you call the rationalized subject. Now we are talking about no recap, no conclusion. Now at least we're having a new one again. I have something there I'll share with you so that at least you can also go through it at once. But I'll first want to read it to you and see how are you supposed to go deliver the lesson. So, yeah, so that one will take care of that. So, yeah, the recap is very much allowed for you to at least get the learners ready to go the lesson. And the linkage, you know, as you link the previous and the first one, and the extended activity you're giving to at least prepare them for the next lesson. You know, you're on concluding, and you just don't leave the lesson hanging. At least you must give them something preparing them for the next lesson. Because when you come back in class, you will start from there as you go slowly flowing into the next lesson. That is what is recommended. But all those ones we're going to give you. And finally, any other comment, at least for the last one?
Just on learners' participation, we participated well, 100%. Control was well organized, and time was well managed. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that talk.
session, it was good because I hope we are all aware how a CBC classroom should be organized. The learners were well organized.
That is very good. That is a very good comment as well. Do you have something to say? Okay, another one before actually we are
I also want to make a comment. The teacher did a very good presentation. However, the teacher put on a very serious face. Like the face was very melancholic.
You smile with them, you keep on changing. Generally, let's listen to this. As you go to class, you know the first day you go to that class, the learners will have opinion on you. This came, yes, they have the opinion about you. That this is a very serious teacher, and we mwalimu naye, hata ukifanya nini, he will not care about it. Then just sometimes you give an assignment, either you follow it or you don't. If you don't follow the assignment, the next day they will not do it. Yeah, so the learners will study you. The same way, you know, when you are meeting, you are studying people and you put you somewhere. You are studying Mr. like that. Yeah, even now I see so. So, the first time you go to that class, ensure that they have some positive attitude towards that. You and the subject you are going to teach. Wherever you go, hata kama you are most of you, some of you join that soon very soon. Na ukienda kwa class, unajua pia ni walimu. Wanakuangalia. The next day utapata kama ulikuwa na 100 in class. The next day utapata 80. The next day ukienda utapata 60. The next day utapata 30. There's a time ukienda kwa class, you will go to report to the DOC bwana. Hiyo class hakuna watu watakuwa. Wanafunzi wanalala tu kwa hostels. Yeah. So first of all, ensure that you are strict to them, and you need to punish them. Yeah, you need to punish them, but with a lot of love. That is how a teacher is supposed to do that. Because you cannot be in a class and you don't punish those people. Punish them, but with a lot of love. That is it. Yeah. Don't injure. The type of punishment, the only one you need to avoid is the corporal punishment. So the teacher, the grooming was okay. But the face now, the teacher, they are telling you sometimes you smile with them. Na kama mtu alimeleta kidogo pia you change and you punish properly. Sindio? Yeah, the type of punishment I say that the only one you need to avoid as much as possible is the corporal punishment. That one avoid as much as you can. Now, anything you can say about the class again? Finally, what you can say? Timing. Okay, you had something to talk about. Let's give him this.
Okay, mine is not a critique per se, but I wanted to put something to class. Like, I heard somebody saying that they didn't link the current lesson with the previous one. Let's assume I'm introducing a learning area, grade 7 pre-tech. These kids have never been taught anything. This is my first lesson. I don't think it is a must that I have to link the current lesson with the previous one, even if I'm going to be relevant. So let's not take that as something which is a must. Sometimes you only link if it is necessary, but let's not punish them for not linking, because we don't know what was taught in the previous lesson.
Sometimes it is coming to us as well, and that is a very good observation as well. It's coming to us. Wanakuuliza mwalimu, sasa I'm going to teach this class 3, and this is their, we always go there first term. Now, what can I go and teach them? In that given strand you are given, we have something called, which we call their experience with that given area. If it is agriculture, if it is entrepreneurship, first of all, you go and ask them those questions. That is why it was very important for us to have a very serious key inquiry question. Yeah, that key inquiry question will assist you to at least have a link, and as well you can talk about something that they have had an experience with before. if it is agriculture, if it is home science, you know, these days I've been visiting their mothers in the kitchens, you know. Some of them have been having kettle at home there, so they have some prior knowledge about that. So as an introduction, I just have the prior knowledge. You can link it together, then get into the lesson. So after getting, you know, the most difficult thing is how to get into that given lesson and the content. So what we encourage is let them give you what you call their life experience at home, or what they learned in the previous class. If it is what you call class 7 or grade 7 and they are going to grade 8, let them have that given subject or the content that they had during that time. So I think we can now get the next group ready, but before that, at least, can I give them 1 minute? They tell us something? Yes, only 1 minute so that we usher in the next group. So, Madam, tell us something. The weakness.
Okay, we appreciate those observations. We are just here for corrections. But saying that we didn't link the previous lesson and the current, I kind of disagree, because the questions I asked them at first to discuss, those at the behind, let's be together, or you go for early lunch. So I was saying, that I asked my learners to discuss the meaning of a sentence. So it means in the former or in the previous lesson we had talked about sentences. So I think it should not just come out as if, so if you talk about it, I don't know, but there was kind of a linkage, even though I didn't dwell so much on it, because I knew the timing was also there, but I asked them to discuss what are sentences before we came to interrogative sentences. So those who are keen like Vera, they noted that. So otherwise, I think we tried, but we allow for corrections from our facilitators. Otherwise, thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam. I will really glad for the session. So what I noted is introduction was well done. The only thing that was not clear